So, with the price of beef on the rise, protein obviously being expensive, obviously chicken is certainly a second or third place. Why aren't the rabbits a better market on protein for the general public?
Okay, I'm going to say one word. It's called pet. And a lot of people, it's like horses. Oh my Lord, you're not going to eat a horse because it's a pet. And so rabbits kind of fall into that category as well. It's an excellent meat source. I have a lot of people who contact me and ask me for my offs, my rabbits that I'm not going to use. Would I be willing to sell them for that? And of course, absolutely. I mean, it's the circle of life kind of thing. But it's just not as big as it should be. Now, there are places where you can go buy a whole rabbit that's been processed, and there's some people that are doing it. But there used to be a national place where you could get it, but I think that our consumers don't like the idea that you're eating a rabbit. And also, we have to be super careful about anything we put on social media, because if you use anything that has the word rabbit in it, if they know that their algorithms, they'll code you and they'll put you in whatever Facebook jail or whatever it is, because you can't sell pets on the internet, and so they consider a rabbit a pet. So I think that's where we are on that. And but you can eat any of them. Just some of them are, it's just like, I guess you could look at a little broiler versus a cape, and rabbits are the same way. You have different sizes of rabbits. A little 3-pound rabbit's not going to eat out as much as a 10-pound rabbit. So yes, absolutely, and the industry would like to move forward in that, but I think we're kind of staunched with some of the expectations of the social arena of where we're at. So
Sorry, I'm practicing with you guys because I have to judge rabbits tomorrow. So, at Odessa in Ector County. So, really? So I have to judge rabbits and chickens, which I've never judged before. Those two. And then every other livestock species. So goats, sheep, all of that stuff. Which I know how to do those. But rabbits and chickens, not so much. So I'm learning from y'all.
She's running next to you. Or is it a boy? It's a boy. He's running next to you. He's very sweet.
I want to know. You keep your juniors, and then your intermediates, and then your seniors. Just all as one group for each division, and then I'll pick. You just have one, right?
We're putting everybody on the table. We're going to put them all on the table.
All juniors.
Can you let them spread out a little bit so they have some?
Y'all can spread out a little bit. Just juniors? Just juniors.
I'm not sure whose cup that is. I think something back on.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you
Yeah.
do. You could do like the individual one.
Yes, ma'am.
And if they're right beside each other, they're going to Everybody pick it back up, okay? And we'll step back one or two steps back from the table, okay? Do you have a rabbit? Is he in the, no, okay. All right, just making sure. I was like, all right, so now I want you to come back to the table and I want to place your rabbit on the table in a show position for the breed. All right. All right, I want you to check for ear mites. All right, good. Now, I want you to do a solid flip and hold. Don't do anything else, just a solid flip with your bunny and hold. You can go ahead. Be the boss. All right, I want you to check for simple malocclusion. Okay, I want you to check and count toenails. And I want you to check for any bumps or lumps. Any bumps or lumps? Okay, go ahead and flip your rabbit back over. Put it back into its proper pose. I want you to check for moon eye. Okay, go ahead and just let your rabbit relax. I'm gonna come and ask you a question. You can listen to your friends if you want to. That's how we kind of learn. I'll start down here. Can you tell me one thing that I didn't mention that you could have checked for?
Like to see if it had, like to see if its tailbone was broken.
Okay, perfect. Can you think of something that I didn't tell you that you could have checked for?
Check the sex.
Okay, can you tell me something that I didn't tell you that you could have checked for?
Check for missing toes.
Okay. Can you tell me something that I didn't say that you could have checked for? Okay. Can you tell me what you would have checked for if I'd have told you to do it?
Right tail.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me something different that I didn't tell you to check for?
Ear crinkles, a broken tail, a right tail, or any broken teeth.
Okay, good. All right. Can you tell me?
Feet, partials of missing tail, and open nose.
Okay, good job. Can you tell me something that I didn't tell you that you could have looked for?
Broken tail, longer ears, and snap nose.
A what?
Kind of a odd shaped nose.
Okay. All right. What do you think?
I don't really know.
You don't know. Can you tell me what feed you feed?
I feed him a little bit of hay, and I feed him the rabbit pellets.
Okay. You know what you feed, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Blue bonnet alfalfa pellets.
Okay. Do you know what you feed?
I feed rabbit pellets.
Do you know what you feed?
I feed 780 peaches.
Okay. Do you know what you feed?
Do
Do you know what you feed?
No.
Okay. Do you know what you feed?
Mana Pro, 16% protein.
Okay. Do you know what you feed? Okay. Do you know what you feed? What your rabbit feed is?
Mana Pro pellets and full cheeks Timothy hay.
Okay. Do you know what you feed?
I know how much I feed them.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can y'all do one more favor for me? I have a tie. Can you flip your rabbit one more time over into a pose to hold him upside down? Okay. Go ahead and turn it to a normal pose. And I don't know if they want me the mic for this. I got a mic. Okay. There we go. Good job. All right, guys, I know y'all are still learning, and I think I have lots of different levels here. Dude, it's important for you to know what you feed, okay? I heard lots of times in other shows, it's a blue bag. Okay. It would be good if you know what you're feeding. I'm just saying for those guys in the back there looking and listening, I want you to do well. You guys did a great job. I think you're handling your rabbits. I can tell it whenever I start doing the flips and checking. I can tell who has been in their barn and who hasn't, and maybe who's done showmanship. And so there's lots of things to learn and to take to the table with you as you go. But there's one individual. There were actually 3. And I weaned it out with the flip. So that's just good control. And one of the kids in the show, and I don't remember who they are, said to me, you have a pattern, like they were watching my pattern. And I said, yeah, I'm just doing what you would do if you're at Showmanship. That's what I'm doing. I'm just checking for making sure my rabbits are okay. And so, but this one individual really kind of swam to the top early. And then there were 2 that were right there with that person. And I wanted to give everybody an equal opportunity before I gave away this gorgeous buckle. Y'all ready? It goes to this young lady right here. Congratulations, Sugar. She knows how to handle the rabbits, and she knows a lot of information. She told me more than I asked for. Congratulations. Thank y'all for letting me do it this way.
Intermediate rabbit showmanship, you should be on the table.
There's one, maybe.
That is 6th through 8th grade. 6th through 8th grade.
Do y'all think this is it? Maybe? You think this is it? Okay. All right, I want you to pick up your rabbit, step back. Thank you. I want to see a carry on that, okay? You guys, I'm expecting more. I don't know if you were listening or not, but I expect more. So when you come to the table, when I tell you to come, I want you to go ahead and put your rabbit into its pose and then listen for further instructions. Whatever rabbit you have, whatever pose is correct for that breed, that's what I want to see. Does everybody understand? Yes. All right, ready, set, go. All right, while you have your rabbit out, check for walleye. Okay, now, you are the judge. You're going to be the judge, and you're going to decide if your rabbit has all the things that it's supposed to have. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. You should know what you're practicing and what you see when you go somewhere. So I want you to be the judge. When I say go, you're going to do whatever that is that you think that you're supposed to do, okay? Are y'all ready? Do you understand? Set, go. Okay, go ahead and put your rabbits back into a pose. Okay, so I want you to explain to me what you were doing. What were you looking for?
I was looking at their teeth for any thing wrong with them, such as unevenness or chipping. I was looking in their nose to see if it was runny or anything for signs of sickness. Same for the eyes, and I checked it. Feet were missing or deranged. I checked its privates to make sure that they were okay, and then I checked its tail to make sure that it was not broken.
Perfect. All right, young lady, can you tell me what you were looking for?
I checked its ear for mites, and I checked for a walleye, and I checked its nose to see if there was any runniness, if it was sick, and I checked its toenails to see if any of them were broken, and I checked its tail to make sure it was not broken at all, and then I checked if it was a male or female.
Perfect. All right, young lady, can you tell me what you were doing?
So first I checked his ears to make sure that he didn't have any ear mites or parasites in them. I also checked his left ear to make sure that he has a legible tattoo. Then I checked his eyes to make sure that he has clear vision out of them. And then I flipped him over to check his nose for any runny nose, any snuffles, or anything like that. I also checked the inside of the claws because sometimes in snuffles they do like their nose on the inside of their claws. I also made sure that he had 5 claws on the front foot, including the dew claw. And then I checked his chest and stomach for any abnormal lumps. Then I made sure to stretch out each leg. I made sure that he had 4 toenails on each back foot. And I made sure that he didn't have sore hocks. And I also checked to make sure that he didn't have a screw tail or anything along the lines of that, so that he had a centered and good tail.
Awesome. Good job. Good job. All right, can you tell me, young lady, what you were doing?
I was checking the ears for any ear mites or any different sicknesses in the ears, and then I also made sure that the left ear had a tattoo in it, because that's where the tattoo is supposed to go. Then I checked the eyes to make sure that they weren't cloudy or had any discharge. The nose, same thing. Made sure that it wasn't bumped or bruised, and made sure that they didn't have any discharge. Then I flipped my rabbit over and checked their arms to make sure there weren't any broken or bruising on the inside. And then I checked to make sure she had all 4 of her claws plus the dew claw.
Okay.
I also checked her teeth to make sure she didn't have an overbite or any malocclusion. And then I checked her stomach to make sure that she didn't have abnormal bumps or anything like that. Made sure that sore. Then I checked her back legs to make sure that they didn't have any bruising and that they weren't broken. I also checked her 4 back claws to make sure that they weren't broken and that they had the right coloring.
All right, perfect. All right, young lady, can you tell me what you were doing besides trying to keep it under control?
I checked his ears for any ear mites, missing pieces of the ear, and of course his tattoo and hooked ear. I also checked his nose to make sure it wasn't runny, which would be a sign of him having a cold. And then I checked his teeth to make sure he didn't have any occlusion, and his eyes to make sure there weren't any blind spots, and to make sure it was the right color. I also checked his belly for any ruptures or abscesses, and I checked his arms to make sure they weren't sore or bruised, and his little paws to make sure he had all 5 in the front and 4 in the back. And then I made sure his tail was straight and it wasn't a screwed or bobbed tail.
Okay. All right, good job. All right, sir, do you know what you were checking for?
I checked his ears for ear mites and tattoos and make sure no gunk was built up inside of it. I checked his eyes again to see if there was any blind spots or gunk in it. I checked her nose for any bugs, and I checked her teeth for any broken teeth or bugs. Again, sorry.
It's okay.
And then I checked her nails to see if they were nice and clean. And I checked her stomach for making sure she's okay in it. Because recently she's been picking at it. And I also made sure her tail was very straight.
Good job, good job. All right, young lady, what were you checking for? Do you know?
I was making sure he had no bugs in his ear for ear mites, and I made sure his claws were cut properly. And I was checking his stomach for any rashes.
Okay, can you tell me what feed you feed?
I feed him Dumar, and I feed him about half a cup.
Okay, do you know what feed you feed?
I feed her Mana 16% protein, 3/4 of a cup.
Okay. Do you know what feed you use?
18% Manapro complete pellet.
Okay. Do you know what feed you feed? Producers? Okay. Do you know what feed you feed?
I use Manapro feed.
Okay. Do you know what feed you feed, sweetheart?
Row nutrition feed.
Okay. Do you know what feed you feed?
No.
So it's all right. All right. All right.
You are good. Oh, it gave me a red. Oh, you're good to
Right
go.
there. Have a buckle?
Yes. I do.
So seniors, be watching out. These guys are coming for you. There's a couple of individuals I really feel like kind of swam to the top. It doesn't matter how you do showmanship, you'll figure out who knows. I have found over my years of judging, you always find the ones that have already got just either a natural sense of it, even if it's their first year, or you have seasoned kids that have done it over and over again, and they have just learned a lot as they've gone along. And I just appreciate what each one of these kids brings to the table. Y'all have such outstanding kids in this area, and the rabbit quality has just been tremendous this year. I just overall was super impressed. There was a couple of kids here in this group that I feel like they really are working and knowing what they're doing, and I think one really swam to the top for me, and that's going to be this young lady right here. She just did an outstanding job. Congratulations, sweetheart. You knew everything I needed you to know today. If you had to take my job, okay, and I do have my own set way of doing things. I'm not 100% perfect. I have kind of a system set up to where I'm doing a good little check, and then I go through and I appraise the animal. What you're going to do for me today is you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pretend you're the judge and you have to place the animal, okay? So when you're doing it, be thinking about what place would this animal go into as you're going through. Does everybody understand that? I saw everybody bring their animals to the table. There's not too many of y'all, so y'all are all doing good. So the first thing I want you to do is whatever you practice, because I know some of you have practiced, is you're just going to go through and you're going to check your animals for any health concerns. And if you find one, you're going to tell me about it, okay? You may not find one, but if you do, that would be even like something that you could talk about. So I like to see real hands-on. You know, you can memorize a list all day long, but if you don't know how to apply it, that's where it stops. Like if you know the knowledge, but you don't know why you're doing it, I can tell. It's just something I understand. If I don't know what I'm checking for, I'm just kind of going through the motions of it, it doesn't make any difference. But if you know what you're looking for, it makes a big difference. All right, does everybody understand? So you guys, when I say go, you're going to go ahead and double check and do all of the things that you know about what your animal's supposed to do. Y'all ready? Set? Go. Okay, go ahead and bring your rabbit back to a full pose. Okay, we're gonna have a little fun. Okay, you judged yours, now you're gonna judge someone else's. So, young lady, you're gonna move to his, and I'm gonna hold, and he's gonna go all the way down, and then everybody's gonna move this way. So you're gonna go, listen to me, you're gonna go all the way down to your friend's rabbit, and you're gonna get it, and you're gonna stay down there. Okay, so she's gonna leave hers and come to yours. Go ahead, you can go. You come here and then you move here. Okay, and then she's gonna move there. I don't want any rabbits falling. All right, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna look and find, if you can, one good thing about the animal you're holding. All right, I want you to go do a flip with them, and I want you to check all of the things again. Go. Just relax. It takes time. When you're done, you can bring your rabbit back to a full pose and just let him relax, or her. All right, go ahead and bring them back to a full pose. Okay, all right. Can you tell me one good thing that you found about this rabbit?
I think this rabbit has a very good head. It's very nice and bulky, and I think he has really good ears. And I don't know like how to describe it, but I think it's really nice.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me one thing you really liked about this animal?
I really like its loin.
Okay.
It has really good shoulders, and its head is mediocre, but it's really nice.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me one thing that, or tell me something that you really liked about this animal?
I really like the color of this rabbit. I do think that he probably, or she, would need a little less feed.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you tell me something good about your animal that you just judged?
I like the ears on this one. I think they're very clean. They had no bumps in the ears.
Okay, all right. All right, can you tell me something that you really like about this animal?
It is very clean and round.
Okay.
Not too big.
Okay.
Clean.
Okay.
Really nice.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna hold this rabbit and you guys are gonna move this away while you go around and catch your rabbit. So you guys just take your time till she gets to the end. I don't want anybody's rabbits falling off. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna start with you, young lady. Can you tell me about your feeding program?
I use 50/50 rabbit conditioner, and I feed about a quarter of a cup every day, twice a day.
Okay, for this rabbit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me about your feeding program?
I use 60% blue on it, and I, before show, feed just a small cup, like a small water cup
Mm-hmm.
of food.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you tell me about your feeding program?
I use 60% blue bonnet. I feed them twice a day, 1/4 a cup in the morning and in the afternoon.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me about your feeding program?
I feed Petra's feeds,
Mhm.
50/50 rabbit conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
I feed twice a day, and based on the weight, I vary how much he eats.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me about your feeding program?
I believe it is roll grain. I feed him twice a day. Make sure he has enough. And he's never starving.
Okay, all right. I think I have a winner. All right, I got a belt buckle for this one too, I guess. You guys are the seniors, and those little guys down there are looking up to y'all. And I saw such good showmanship skills just in the show. People holding cages for each other and making sure that rabbits didn't get out on the other side. And that's all. That's what it's all about. Is what we do together. And you know, win or lose. It's a show that makes that happen. That's one of the things I love about stock shows. And I was asked this today, do you like what you do? And I said, yes, I love it. I love seeing you guys. I love seeing how much work you've put into it and then bringing it to the table. And then either you leave with joy or you leave with disappointment. You learn something every time. I can still remember, my husband and I were talking about this in the car the other day. It almost makes me want to cry. But when I was showing my first species, which was a hog, I got 50th place in the sale. The sale order was 50 hogs, and I had number 50 until I got a phone call that night, and they said, we made a mistake, and your pig's not going to make the sale. Disappointment, and my first year. And so, you know, me being the braggart that I am, I came back and said, well, that's okay. I'll just come back next year and do better. And you know what? I did. And you know what my community did for me? They collected money. I didn't make the sale, and they brought me an envelope full of some money, $250. And I said, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show the grand champion next year with this money. You know what? I did. I showed the grand champion my freshman year, my sophomore year, and my senior year. And people made an impact on me. And that's what happens with all these kids out here. You adults and you other kids and you seniors make an impact on everyone that you touch. It doesn't matter what species it is. And so that being said, I just have two kids up here that I really feel like they both did such an outstanding job. One was stronger in one area and one was stronger in the other. And I don't know, for me, I think it comes down to terminology and knowledge. And so that's how I'm going to pick this today for y'all. I think both of them are very deserving, but I feel like this individual really knows what they're doing today, and I feel like that they were able to talk that. And so that's going to go to this young man right here. Congratulations. And you guys just make my heart shine. You can shake your hand. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you guys keep learning and doing all the right things. I appreciate y'all all so much. Thank y'all for having me out.